Hey everybody, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Westone ES50 custom in-ear monitors. These are some of the best custom-made headphones you can find on the market today, and I highly recommend them. I'm going to go over some of the features and functions right now. Obviously you can see that they are small, meant to fit inside the ear, and as I said, they are custom-made, which means first thing you need to do is go to the audiologist and he will take an impression of the inside of your ear. From there, you send that kit, which you get from Westone originally, and get the impressions made, send them off to Westone, and they take about 3 to 5 weeks approximately to complete the order. The earphone itself has electronic monitors put inside this hard shell plastic case, and the part that goes inside your ear is a little bit softer. It's this clear plastic part here, and the external part is a decoration you can pick. Everything from there on this headphone appearance is customized. This red plastic I picked from their website. The external carbon fiber, I picked that from a lineup of a lot of different features they had. Carbon fiber cost a little bit more than some of the others. You can also have something completely custom made. They have a skunk works essentially that'll make an external piece however you want it to look. Diamonds, mother of pearl, whatever you can imagine, they'll work with you. Obviously at extra cost, but it can be done. A friend of mine recently had a set done with some mechanical parts in there. It looks pretty neat. So the sky's the limit in terms of how you want these things to appear. But in terms of functionality, let's talk about a few things. The number you see on there is a serial number that goes with the custom order that you had, so they've got all your stats on file. The R obviously means right. The cable plugs into that gold socket you see right there, which is essentially like an RF antenna right there. And they can be removed safely and put in the storage case. You gotta make sure you do it right. You don't wanna grab, let's get this into focus here. You don't wanna grab the cable by this part out here. You wanna make sure you grab it firmly by the end and snap it on and off positively. When you go to put it back on, there's a little dot on there. I can maybe show you what that looks like. 1 dot for right and 2 dots for left. And if this thing would only cooperate and focus with me here, and there you go. Okay, see the 1 dot right there? Yeah. That means that goes with the right one. And this one here is the left. Again, I got the blue carbon fiber on the left, the red carbon fiber on the right. They both snap in to my ears, custom made. You can see the components in there through the plastic. And one other thing to remember, when we age, our ear shape changes. So if you buy some when you're 20, by the time you're 40, 50, and definitely 60 and over, your ears are going to change shape. So if they're still serviceable earphones, there's no reason to get rid of them. You can send these things back to Westone. They'll take the components out. You can take a new impression, and they'll put them into new exterior pieces for you. Obviously, they'll do that at a cost, but it's kind of nice to know if you invest this much money in a set of custom monitors and they still function. If you don't have to have the latest and greatest and you're happy with them, you can still perhaps salvage them. So good to keep in mind. As for the cable that you see here, this is an additional cable that I purchased. It's got some reflective material in it, probably for running at night. I haven't tried to do that yet, but it's nice to have a little extra reflective material if you are in low light situations. Have to try that sometime at night, but I have not run with these yet. This here is the typical up and down volume, and the W is hang up and answer a telephone call. I have not been able to get these to work 100% with my Galaxy Note 5. I thought I bought the correct cable that was supposed to go with the Android. Maybe I did, maybe it just doesn't work. I'm not sure. I'm going to investigate it some more. But in the meantime, the only thing I've been able to get this to do is if I'm on a phone call, that will hang up the phone by pressing the W button. So it's supposed to be up, down, answer, and hang up with the W button. And a friend of mine who's got an iPhone 6 using his works just fine. So I don't know what that is. I'm going to investigate that a little bit. But other than that, the microphone on the back here, that little dot, that works perfectly. It's one of the best cable microphones I've seen for a phone. It's a lot better than the one that came with the phone. A lot less background noise. I'm not sure if it's a noise canceling microphone or not, but I definitely like it. I've had good luck with it. So definitely good for phone calls, for business meetings, that kind of thing. It's kind of funny. It looks like you're talking to yourself, and you can't hear anybody else around you. They're all looking at you funny. These things, they almost act like ear plugs. They block so much noise. I mean, they're not exactly, I wouldn't recommend them for a situation where you should have earplugs, but it's pretty close. Moving on to the case. As I said, this is the big case, which has the additional set of headphone wires. This was the one, like the basic headphones that came with it. And these are the additional, fancier ones, little fabric cover to it. Also, you can see in here, this is a desiccant. The desiccant is orange, and as it starts to absorb more moisture from storing these things in here, it will suck moisture out of there and go into here. This will turn green. And it's recommended when you're not using your phones to keep them in this big case with the desiccant to be able to get some of the moisture out of the inside of these earphones. Because as we use them, your ears sweat, wax, all that nasty stuff gets in there. The desiccant will help get rid of a lot of that. And as this turns green, it's got more and more moisture in there. You can refurbish it or rejuvenate it by putting this in the microwave for about 30 seconds. No more than 2 minutes or you're going to melt it. But about 30 seconds or so, and it should turn these pellets back to orange. What that is, that's silica gel in there. Definitely helps keep these things dry. And as you use these, you get moisture and wax and so forth. The desiccant will get rid of a lot of that, but it won't get rid of everything. You will have to take a scraper tool and scrape the inside of these two channels. You can see here and get whatever you can out of there. And there's a brush you can use to help remove some of that. There's even a vacuum cleaner this cell to help get in there and really clean these things out. Whatever you do, do not put any kind of liquid down into the electronic components. That self-explanatory. Liquid and electronics generally do not mix. You want to make sure you keep that as dry as possible and use the components here to get that out. Now you might be wondering what this liquid is here. That's not a cleaning liquid. This is a lubricant liquid to help put them in your ear initially. I found that wasn't really necessary after the first time I used them. Once you realize how these things go in, because they're custom fit, you shouldn't have to force anything. Imagine this is your ear right here, and to put them in, you would start at sort of a quarter turn like that and lock it right in, and then to get them out, turn them a quarter and pop it right out. It's really that simple. I never have to use any of that lubricant. Fits great. I've had these things in my ear on an airplane ride for 5 hours plus, and it's been very comfortable. Because they're not made out of rubber, they're not constantly pushing out inside your ear. The foam and the rubber ones tend to do that over time, and they get uncomfortable and maybe a little bit painful. So it's nice to have something that just isn't going to irritate you over time. They don't itch. They're just great. And of course, you get the smaller case that is much better for traveling. And of course, that's got another scraper tool. Again, scraper tool's a little wire thing for the inside of those channels. I packed this with me, and of course, you have to remember when you're on the road, you don't have this desiccant with you. So as soon as you come back, place them in here, close the lid, leave it overnight, over the weekend or whatever. Help get that moisture out of those things if you want them to last. But these things, obviously in this small case, a lot more convenient than those Bose headphones. That's what I was using before, the Bose noise canceling headphones. These are not noise canceling, but really, I don't care. The noise canceling is nice for getting rid of engine noise, but noise canceling headphones also get rid of some of the sound you actually want to hear. So I didn't see much of a point to worrying about that. These things, when they're inside your ear, without even listening to anything, they block a lot of sound, number one. And once you turn on the music, I find that I don't have to turn it up as loud as I might have expected, or as loud as I used to with cheaper headphones. If I had like the cheap headphones from my phone, from my Galaxy, I put them in there and I'm cranking the volume up louder than it really should be just to get a decent sound. And it might actually be unsafe. I don't know. But regardless, whatever in-ear headphone you're using, there are limits to how long you should be listening to music at certain levels. Be careful about it. I'm not an audiologist, but you only get one set of ears in this life. Take it easy on them. So just to review, both sets of cases, the desiccant, the cables, and obviously the custom choices you make. Your price is going to vary a little bit, but you can expect to spend anywhere from $1,100 to as much as $1,500 or more if you go crazy with the external customizing. It's all up to you, but I can't say one bad word about this purchase. Definitely expect to keep this for a long time, and I'm very happy with it. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks.